Russia is the largest country on Earth, but its size isn't a shield, it's a massive liability. Hidden in its geography is one fatal flaw that has haunted Moscow for centuries. In the high-speed wars of 2002-6, victory depends on one thing: logistics. But for Russia, geography makes moving supplies a nightmare. Because of the vast terrain and lack of highways, the military cannot function without the railroad. Stray 50 miles from a track and their army grinds to a halt. This makes their movements predictable and their front lines fragile. They aren't just fighting an enemy, they are fighting the clock. In the high-speed wars of 2002-6, victory depends on one thing: logistics. But for Russia, geography makes moving supplies a nightmare. Because of the vast terrain and lack of highways, the military cannot function without the railroad. Stray 50 miles from a track and their army grinds to a halt. This makes their movements predictable and their front lines fragile. They aren't just fighting an enemy, they are fighting the clock. Geography isn't just about land, it's about where the people are. In Russia, the map tells a story of extreme imbalance. Most of Russia's 140 million citizens live in this tiny triangle in the west. The rest of the country? It's practically empty. This creates a massive security nightmare. You have the longest borders in the world to defend, but almost no one living near them. And here's the fatal problem for 2026. The population is shrinking faster than they can replace soldiers. Russia is a giant country, but is running out of young men. Birth rates are at record lows, and the workforce is aging rapidly. This makes their long-term hold on the territory fragile. They aren't just fighting an enemy on the battlefield, they're fighting against the clock. Empty Siberia versus the crowded European core, this imbalance is exactly what Russia's neighbors are waiting for. To survive these geographic threats, Russia has followed the same strategy for 500 years: expansion. They don't just want more land, they want buffer zones. By pushing their borders further west, Moscow aims to shorten the gaps between natural barriers. Their goal? Reach the Carpathian Mountains and the sea. This is why countries like Ukraine, Georgia, and Moldova are seen as existential keys. For Russia, these aren't just neighbors, they are the walls of their fortress. If Russia controls these gates, they can defend their heartland with fewer soldiers. It's a strategy built for a world of slow-moving armies. But in 2026, this old-school strategy is hitting a modern wall. As NATO expands, the distance Moscow once relied on is disappearing. Current satellite data confirms it. In modern warfare, drones and precision missiles render strategic depth irrelevant. You can't hide behind distance anymore. Satellite surveillance means there are no more secrets. Every troop movement, every tank, and every train is visible in real time. This makes the old strategy of expanding to defend not just obsolete, but dangerous. It forces Russia into a conflict it can't sustain. As Russia focuses its gaze westward, a different and more dangerous reality unfolds to the east. Siberia, a land of immense natural resources, lies largely undefended and increasingly isolated from Moscow. Rich in oil, gas, and rare minerals, this frozen frontier presents a tempting target for a resource-hungry neighbor. Across the border lies China, a superpower with over 1 billion people and an insatiable demand for energy. China's peaceful economic expansion is moving northward faster than Russian infrastructure can keep up. This isn't a traditional military invasion, but a strategic encroachment through investment and migration. For Russia, this presents the ultimate two-front nightmare that their military is not prepared to handle. While entangled in the west, Moscow faces a growing strategic challenge in the east that could redraw the map. Russia's struggle isn't just against nations, it's against the fundamental laws of geography. From the frozen oceans to the open plains, the map has always been their prison. But in 2026, the old strategies of expansion and buffer zones are no longer enough. Technology is shattering the walls that Moscow built over 5 centuries. To survive, Russia must adapt to a world where distance is irrelevant and its borders are shrinking. The map never loses, and time is running out. Will Russia adapt, or will it be crushed by its own geography? Like and subscribe for more deep dives into the maps that shape our world.